PADI can be an agent of change. Enlisting divers, enlisting the powers that the PADI members have, to spread the word, to engage people, to engage the world, to take care of the ocean. It takes care of all of us.
There wasn't very much to diving until Bill Berta did this.
When I first started getting involved in certification was when I took a course in Ohio in 1964.
I was never certified. I was never a certified open water diver.
Some of the classes we wrote ourselves because PADI didn't exist in the beginning.
Back then it was pretty simple stuff, and although some of it was quite difficult. We had only double hose regulators, big harnesses with safety clips and crotch straps and weight belts on the outside to be sure they could ditch and dive, don, and big squally masks, and that was it.
And the course was really very interesting because it was very heavy on the physical aspects of diving.
We had beginning diving and advanced open water, and then we taught underwater photography, we taught spearfishing, we taught marine biology, and we taught gold dredging and gold panning.
When my dad and John first started PADI, they were in the basement of John's apartment in Chicago, and they wrote out a complete and total blueprint of how PADI was going to progress.
And John knew business and could make PADI work. John couldn't write the program or the curriculum, Ralph could. And so Ralph was the educator, and he wrote the programs, the curriculums. As a team, they knew they had to build PADI up to what it is today. And they both worked side by side to make that happen.
Well, you have to realize at that time too, PADI had competition. And so PADI had to be best, or else it would never be where it is today. So PADI was always trying to be tops, and they did it very well.
PADI came into the picture in whatever else, and they immediately had a presence, and they had some people that knew marketing, and that provided a lot of opportunity because the retail dive stores were looking for and they needed a partner to offer them the opportunity for growth, and the training and the services that PADI offered were extensive.
And when we started using the PADI program, on my first PADI course, I was amazed. When I got to our training pool location, the students helped me with the dive gear, and one of the students said, "Is this the alternate air source?" I was just amazed at how much information the students knew from reading the PADI Revised Open Water Diver Manual. And on the PADI course, we had more fun and were better prepared for the open water dives.
And so to PADI's credit, and I really think this is what has helped to make PADI and PADI facilities so successful, is the open-minded approach. Okay, give us your idea. How do you think this will work? Does this fit the attaining and retaining divers? And that's what we're trying to do, is we need to get people diving and we need to keep them diving.
But I think that's why PADI's the leader, is because they would always take innovative ideas and they would roll with them, and everybody would be like, oh, I don't know if that's going to work, and they would give us the tools and the training and the education to show us how.
Well, I think PADI evolved as did ProDive cans, and as ProDive cans got bigger, PADI became more and more an integral part of our business, because most of our clientele came to us to some degree because of the PADI brand. Because then and even now, I think a lot of people who are learning to dive certainly see or know of PADI over any of the other diving education systems that exist around the globe. And you know, when people used to come into our dive shop at the time and say, I want to do my PADI, you knew that the PADI brand was the brand that you had to have.
PADI knew early on that we needed to grow the industry, we needed to get youth involved, and we needed to start or continue or support creating future divers. PADI's been a huge part of that.
We are divers. We're going to go wherever we want to go. And I think that's also really cool about sort of PADI helping nonprofits like mine is we want to go around the world. We don't want to go where it's easy diving. You know, a lot of people with disabilities want to actually face the challenges that sort of slammed them in the past. So to go to different dive locations where you do have the locals sort of picking up the wheelchairs and putting them in the boats and stuff, that kind of stuff is really cool to see other cultures sort of embracing other people with disabilities, and diving is that sort of catalyst, and which has been awesome to sort of witness.
Certainly with the increase in new diver certifications that PADI brought to the industry, not only nationally but on a global basis, we definitely saw an increase in equipment sales. As people became confident divers through training, they certainly want to buy equipment so that they can enjoy the activity whenever they want.
Over the years, the PADI diver training program has been able to adapt very well to the marketplace. So I think the greatest contribution PADI has made is they've made it easier for people to learn how to dive and how to dive safely.
Over the years, sometimes I let my ego get in the way and PADI would make me mad. But I got to tell you, without PADI, we wouldn't be what we are today, which is one of the most popular dive destinations in the world. And I really owe it all to PADI.
Almost 50 years for PADI, 40-something for your divers, and nothing of this would have been possible with the enormous amount of instructors and staff that basically bring to the people, to our clients, all these benefits which we are talking about. So I think we should remember all these instructors. Many of them are with us, many of them are not with us, but I think every single one of them is the one that contributed to the success of PADI and all of us together.
So when I think about what PADI has done in the past 50 years, to advance diving, what it's done most is it's given me the tools. It's given every diver a tool to be able to really get out there and enjoy themselves, because that's why you became a diver.
As a supporter of DEMA, PADI has been unmatched. They've always contributed, they've always supported us, they've always helped us, and the goal has always been to grow the industry. John Cronin said it best, rising tide floats all boats. And if we do that as an industry organization together with all of our members, and certainly PADI as a strong player, I think we're going to be successful.
My excitement for diving is going unique places around the world and seeing what's underwater, and I think that's why people get into diving, is to travel and experience new locations and cultures and underwater critters that are amazing.
There are a lot of ways you can use diving as a tool, and sometimes we forget about the basic part of diving, that you're where very few people get to go. You get to see the most beautiful things, not only on the earth, but underwater. The real reason we got into diving is because it's wonderful, it's fun.
Diving is cool and fun and can even be an extreme sport. And that's what young people are looking for, and that's what they want to do, and not only just go dive underwater, but they want it to be cool and fun.
PADI had a philosophy which really made a lot of sense to me. And that philosophy is very, very simple. Very, very simple. Patterned after the 4 E's, which I really appreciate, and I honor that today. I love education, and education has to continue daily. And the equipment that we're using today, you have to be in focus with that. And then the experience. I mean, look at the experience of thousands and thousands of hours of these professional instructors. And then what we're doing together with all the resort diving is really protecting our environment.
In diving business, we all want to make money, but I can make money elsewhere. But as far as I'm concerned, if the environment is damaged, it will be difficult to recover it, and it could be permanent. That's why I used to say that environment in diving business is our silent partner. They don't speak, they don't talk, but if they are ill, we are all going to be sick.
I would say to divers, PADI divers, family, become more and more aware and interested about the marine environment and how we are connected to it. and share that with other people. And automatically the reaction is for people to want to know more. Well, they're going to want to become divers. And I think PADI has a chance to, besides certifying people, gaining an opportunity for those people to become the ambassadors of the marine environment. And it's going to make other people wanting to become divers and wanting to protect the ocean.
You know, John and Ralph, thank you for getting so many people excited about the ocean and seeing it firsthand. Because if you're going to protect something, you have to fall in love with it. And divers, we fall in love every time we splash off, you know, the side of a boat or do a shore dive, or every time we're in the water, it's like being reborn. But the feelings that you get when you're diving really empower you to want to be proactive, to ensure that we have this not only for us, but for future generations.
The next 50 years for PADI. What do you want to do? How to make a difference? Well, there's one sure way. That's use your power to focus on special places in the ocean. Call them hope spots, if you will, and think about what can be done to energize local support, your support, the power of knowing, translating to caring, which can grow to taking us from a place where we are now, the beautiful areas that are still pristine, keep them that way. Areas that have been degraded, find ways to restore them. Support the idea of getting your constituency. Make it like a badge of honor. We will be champions. We will be ambassadors for hope spots, for the ocean, to restore hope for ourselves, for the world, for the ocean, for sure. This is a moment in time, armed with the benefit of 50 years of experience, 50 years of being witnesses to the change that has taken place. What better time to say we want to be agents of change in a positive way for the next 50 years?